You do not need a new year to make a change. What you need is a new mindset approach. Every year, I watch women fall into 3 mindset traps in December, which are exactly why you are constantly restarting the same weight loss goals every single January. And research actually shows that people gain the most weight during mid-November and mid-January, which obviously lines up with the festive season. So if you're not careful, this month isn't just about having a fun festive break. It's a very easy time to fall into bad habits. Now, don't worry, this episode is not going to be about me grilling you to track your Christmas dinner or be super restrictive or tell you to just get up and go to the gym every single day. Because truly, I am an advocate that this time of year is a good time to just be present, to enjoy the festivities with your family, with your friends, to take a step back from maybe the stress of a year you've had and actually truly enjoy it for what it actually is. But what I am going to be breaking down is 3 mindset shifts that have helped me and the women that I coach to avoid the January reset and hitting the fuck it button this December. So the first mindset trap that I see a lot is once it's out of the house, then I'll start. And this one in particular was one that I struggled with the most growing up. And it wasn't until I educated myself more about nutrition and actually improved my relationship with food that I started to notice this repeating behavior. And especially around Christmas time, this mentality is heightened. I don't know about you, but my family household growing up was full of the chocolate tins, full of so much food and cheese boards and alcohol that it actually almost felt a bit overwhelming with everything that was inside. So for me and my family, we were just kind of in that, well, once it's gone, we can just start fresh after. And over time, I started to realize that this mindset trap came from actually not having the trust in yourself around food. And if you've spent years of dieting or labeling food as good or bad, heavily restricting yourself through months of the year, then when it comes to this time of year, it often just encourages us to overeat, feel guilty, and then head back into that over restriction when January comes. And honestly, this is probably one of the hardest ones to try and get out of because it just keeps repeating that same cycle. So this is your reminder that you do not need to just clear the house to start fresh. You can eat desserts, cheese, chocolate, roast potatoes any time of the year. And something that I tell myself and my clients a lot is that chocolate doesn't go out of date. So all the chocolate tins that you've got in the house, celebrations are the best, by the way. These do not go out of date. So the chocolate tins don't need to be demolished in 2 days. Otherwise, you'll never be able to eat them again. You can literally have one of these chocolates every single day, fit it perfectly into your diet, and then not feel like you're absolutely going crazy in a couple of days trying to get rid of them all. And this is where it's really important going into January to allow yourself to have these treats every single day. And honestly, when you start to shift this mindset, food noise stops controlling you, and December stops stalling your progress. So the second mindset trap I see is, I'll just wait until January. A classic. I'm sure we've all been there. Maybe you even said it this week. But I find when you adopt this mentality, what you're doing is just really justifying your excuse to overeat this December. But that's not really a logical or healthy way of going about things. It's kind of like that Monday restart mentality if you have a heavy weekend. But what ends up happening is by Monday, or by January in this case, you're actually making it a lot harder for yourself. And actually you're going to find it so much harder to get back into the routines, get back into your habits in January if you've just let them slide in December. It takes on average 66 days to form a habit. So you're kind of rebuilding yourself from the start if you just stop everything completely. And if your overall goal is to lose weight, then what is the point of starting January 5 to 10 pounds heavier? Because you're then just delaying the progress of having to lose that weight in the new year, which is more time, frustration, and energy on your part, which didn't really need to happen. So my advice for this one is really just aim to maintain in December. It's not about losing weight. It's not about being restrictive. But actually, it's just aiming to maintain your routine, your habits, your training, your healthy eating as much as possible. You don't need to be 100%. You don't even need to be 80%, okay? If you show up 50% of the time and you do the best that you can, I guarantee you're going to lead into 2026 feeling so much more better in yourself. And the third mindset trap is the dreaded all or nothing. Now, I hear this one a lot, and it's almost like people wear it as a personality. And yes, it's great to have a all-in mentality if you have a goal to achieve. It's better to reach for 10x than it is 2x. However, what I then see is this leads into quitting altogether if things just aren't perfect. But results don't come from perfection. Results come from consistent progress. And I like to think about this in a car journey. Sometimes you might be going 80 miles per hour. You're riding in the fast lane, you're on the motorway, you're going. But sometimes you might be going at 30 miles per hour. You're in the slower lane, you're taking things a little bit more gentle, you're going down the country roads. But whether you are going faster or slower, you are still heading in the right direction to your end destination. And so whilst December might be a little bit slower in terms of progress, There's more events, more food, more alcohol, less routine. That doesn't mean that we need to be hitting the emergency brake in your car, right? And honestly, you will struggle to stay in shape all year round. You will struggle to make long-lasting results or permanent changes to your lifestyles if you're constantly adopting this all or nothing mindset. So just some final reminders in this episode, ladies. You do not need a new year, a new January to make a change. You just need to work on these mindset approaches, and not even just around this time of year, but throughout the whole year. Shift these, and I guarantee you'll be heading into 2026 with more clarity, confidence, consistency, control. And if you want to join my free December accountability club, I will leave the link in the description box for you to join below.